Yo, what's going on guys, it is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video on the start of my Season 2 career mode here at the beautiful Albert Park in Australia. And as you can see, we're jumping into practice straight off the bat. And if you guys are excited for Season 2, then smash the like button and let me know in the comments down below how excited you are. And without further ado, we want to jump right into business. Now, first order of the day, I just want to talk a little bit about Season 2. Now, for a start, the editing of the videos will be a little bit better than Season 1, a little bit more higher quality, very similar to my Mick Schumacher career mode actually. And also we have a few mods. Now I believe I do have the entire 2017 driver transfers for this entire thing absolutely correct. So all the 2017 drivers are on the current grid, as long as alongside myself, which I'm replacing Sebastian Vettel. And also I've got a couple of mods which are visual mods, so every single track has the updated sponsor boards like in real life, and I have a couple of car mods like the Red Bull and the Toro Rosso. And as you can see right now, I've got some brand new white gloves as the world champion to really sort of, you know, set me apart from the rest of the grid, and especially set me apart from my teammate Kimi Raikkonen. But nevertheless, moving into practice now, focusing on the task in hand. As you can see, we're currently doing the practice programs, and we absolutely smashed the track acclimatization and also the tyre wear test. As you can see here, absolutely smashing the target of 80 points on both of those. However, on the qualifying test, I had to do it in second practice because I actually failed it in first practice, and even in second practice I really struggled to get the test complete, and I can only get 30 points out of this. I couldn't get the full 50, and unfortunately that's the best I could do around here for some reason. Just the car wasn't feeling particularly great around here, and I don't know if it was a setup or something, but something didn't really quite click with the car, and I felt like something was missing because similar to the last two races of the season in Abu Dhabi, especially last year, where I sort of just didn't feel to one with the car. I've got the exact same issue, and after practice I'm going straight into the R&D screen to try and fix these issues for the next race in Bahrain. And by doing that, I'm actually purchasing 2 fuel efficiency upgrades, and I'm going to purchase a drag upgrade for now, and I'll later on purchase a second drag upgrade. But for now, we're going to now move into the qualifying report. So qualifying got underway at a very, very wet Albert Park circuit. As you can see, it's absolutely chucking it down with torrential rain, and I had to go out into the track and try and deliver a lap time in these conditions, as did everybody else, and it was very, very slippery out on track. Obviously, the stall mod that I've got on this, the stall mod basically makes the wet weather seem worse than what it is, and it makes it more of a struggle. Now, you can actually visually see how hard and how much of a challenge this weather is, and so far it's looking pretty good in Q1. I went out for a banker lap of sorts, and it wasn't particularly great. However, on my second one, over a second faster, and we actually would improve by quite a bit to set us up all the way into P3, and that would be our final lap in Q1. And as you can see now, looking at the final qualifying results, that would mean that we would qualify into Q2 quite comfortably in P8, with my teammate Raikkonen up in third place there, and both of the Red Bulls 1-2, which, you know, I'm going to reiterate this, and I said it towards the end of season 1, they look dominant. They are so quick, and you know, until me and Mercedes, like Ferrari and Mercedes, start developing the car, they're going to be the dominant force in Formula 1 for the time being. So we need to try and get our act together here and try and catch up to Red Bull. But meanwhile, moving into Q2, as you can see, we set once again a banker lap to see what the track's like in these conditions, getting all out of shape, as you can see there, through turn 2, and we would later go on for one more lap, almost losing the back end out the final corner, but just about catching it as we come across the line now. It's going to be good enough for P4, I believe, and that's going to get us through quite safely into Q3. And overall, a pretty successful qualifying 2 session, and as you see now, looking at the final results, we would actually end up in that position in P4, just behind my teammate Kimi Raikkonen. And once again, both of the Red Bulls in 1-2, with the Mercedes looking dangerous in 5th and 6th place, with Esteban Ocon there in his debut, getting in a pretty much a solid Q3 place for Force India in his first race for that team. But as you can see, moving finally into Q3, and the rain did not ease up whatsoever. It was a very, very wet qualifying session, and this was my best lap of the session. As you can see, coming across the line now, we're actually going to go into P1, an incredible lap time here, and a very, very nice lap. I was very pleased with the lap towards the end of Q1, and that lap felt absolutely brilliant. And we have to see where things shape up after the end of the session, and it turns out we actually qualified in P2 as Ricciardo managed to trump us to the line, unfortunately. So Ricciardo getting pole position there in his home race, and then it's myself in second, Verstappen in third, and then finally Raikkonen in fourth, with both of Mercedes looking dangerous in 5th and 6th, hoping to do something, I'm guessing, in the race and try and launch some sort of challenge from the back there. But overall, a very interesting qualifying session, and with that, we're going to move into the race. So fingers crossed we can try and start off season 2 with 25 points. So here we are then for race day, and the first race of season 2 career mode. And as you can see, Obviously, in the practice session and in the qualifying session, the mods have been applied, and you can see that right now. You can really admire the brand new white gloves that I have for Season 2 Career Mode, which I absolutely love, and it just matches the car much nicer. But just looking at the setup that we're going to be running, or sorry, the strategy that we're going to be running this race, and as you can see, I've decided to go for a soft, super soft, just basically reverse the strategy that is being suggested to us below. Now, I think I can pull this off. I think I can make it work, because even though I like the one that's below, I want to get a slower tyre out of the way first and go nice and strong at the end. The recommended original strategy was actually a soft medium, but I don't really want to go for that sort of very long, boring one stop. I want to have a little bit of action and also just, you know, have a bit of fun with my tyres. So hopefully we can have a good race here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can try and pick up the win and kick things off beautifully in Season 2. It's going to be hard because the Red Bull is a very, very fast car, and Ricciardo in his home race is going to be willing to try and win this race. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the first race of Season 2, and fingers crossed we can try and get a decent result. Right, here we go then. We're going to gear up to the 5 red lights for the start of Season 2, and it's lights out and away we go off the line, and you're going to try and pick up a good start here straight off the bat. Ricciardo's actually had a blinding start, as has Verstappen on the medium tyre, who's going around me on the outside. Also Rosberg trying to go around the outside, but I'm just going to hold the inside, and so far the two Rebels have absolutely bolted up front, and they've had a brilliant start, and a bit of a slow on their mind as Rosberg's trying to sniff and trying to get a possible move into turn 3, as I just hold the inside for now. Let's see if we can try and settle into a rhythm this race and try and keep up with the two Rebels, which is going to be quite a big challenge. Oh, here comes Kimi. I'm going to try and defend from him. He's actually all over the back of me here. Kimi having a great start. He's got past Rosberg and he's now all over the back of me, but I'm just defending from him for now. He's actually had a great run through the chicane. I've just looked at my mirrors and here he comes. I'm going to leave him in the room. I'm not going to fight him too hard because he's my teammate, and he's actually going to go up the inside here. Can he pull it off? I'm going to hold it around the outside onto the curb. Side-by-side action here between the two Ferraris. He's going to go up the inside, just squeeze me out a bit wide there, and I actually have to get the position up there. So far, not really got any pace in this initial phase of the Grand Prix, so I need to try and find a rhythm quickly because I'm dropping through the field like a stone, and I think Rosberg is going to want to try and get past me also, just like Kimi Räikkönen. So let's see if we can try and pick up some slipstream from my teammate here to try and stay ahead of the German. Okay, so I've just started to settle into rhythm a little bit now. Verstappen has actually been overtaken by Räikkönen as I've set my personal best lap of the race, and so far things are looking a little bit better than the start of the race, but we need to try and get past Verstappen and follow Kimi and try and catch Ricciardo back up. But at the moment things are looking better. Okay, we're right on the back of Verstappen here. Just need to try and get a decent run through the final corner here, which I've sort of had not the best of runs because the rear tyres are actually starting to go a little bit already. But we do have DRS on Verstappen, as I said, a pretty decent lap there actually. I'm just going to try and set myself up for a run through turn 1 to try and get Verstappen on the exit of 2 into 3. Here we go, we're getting a good exit through there. DRS wide open. I'm running quite high aero, which is why I'm struggling in the straight line. Can we try and make a move on Verstappen on the brakes? I'm going to have a look. Oh, it's just not possible just yet. We're going to have to sit back for now and try and get him later on in the lap. Okay, here we go. This could be the one. We've had a good run through there. Can we try and get close enough to Verstappen? Oh, it's going to be close, but we just can't. We just don't have the straight line speed. I might have to actually knock down the aero maybe by a little bit in the pit stop to try and pick up a bit more straight line speed, because we're sort of struggling at the moment, and it's really hindering our race because we've got the pace to get past Max here, but we just can't get past him in a straight line, and that's a Red Bull, so we've got no chance against maybe like Räikkönen, for example. So we do need to try and find some pace and try and do something different here to get past Verstappen. Okay, this time we're much closer. This could be the one. I just got to try and get a good exit out of here, which I have done. This could be the one. I'm going to crank up into rich mix this time. We're going to move the brake bias forward a bit to try and make a move on the brakes. Can we pull this off this time? We're up the inside of Verstappen into turn 1. I'm going to squeeze him out a little bit. And there we go, make the move on the Dutchman. And we're now finally up into P3. We can now finally push and try and pull away from him. Here comes Verstappen. He's got DRS wide open. He's actually managed to keep up with me because of the straight line speed. He's actually going to try and re-overtake me here into turn 3. I'm going to hang it around the outside of him. Can we pull it off? Yes, we can. And we hold on to P3, but it's really hard to get away from Verstappen because, like I said, of his straight line speed, and these soft tyres are starting to go a little bit. So this is basically all falling into Verstappen quite nicely as he's trying to go around the outside of me here. Can he go for that? No, he can't. And I just get him, but this is getting into a really feisty battle now between myself and the Dutchman. Okay, here comes Max with DRS wide open. Once again, I'm going to squeeze him to the inside a little bit, but he's going to go for the move. I want to try and set him up for a switchback through 1. A little bit of a corner cut, actually, but we are going to switch back, and he's going to squeeze me out. Oh, that was close, but Verstappen has just re-overtaken me there, so fair play to him. Decent move from the Dutchman, and I'm just going to have to sit behind him for now and settle for P4. Okay, so here we go then. We're going to come in this lap for our first stop of the race, go on to another set of soft tyres because the rears are just absolutely cooked. Let's make sure we hit our marks here, slow it all down, just about get it slowed down there. Absolutely perfect. We've got no one coming in the pits behind us, I don't think, so we're going to have a nice free pit lane to ourselves and a 1.9 pit stop. Absolutely brilliant there from the Ferrari boys. A nice quick stop, exactly what I needed, and I can now get on my way on these tyres and try and put in some half decent lap times and try and push as hard as I can. So let's see if we can rejoin it. Have that little couple of cars that are coming down the pit straight, which I believe are Magnussen in the Haas and someone else, and I think we are going to come out just ahead of him and hold on to P8 just about. So let's see if we can now try and push and make the most of these fresh tyres. Oh, Hamilton's out of the race already, so just like last season, Hamilton's already had a non-finish, and we've got a virtual safety car. So first virtual safety car in the first race of the season, and that was triggered by Lewis Hamilton, so we'll have to go watch, see what happened to him, but I'm presuming it was just a simple engine blowout. And there he is, there's Hamilton right there, so an unfortunate one for Lewis Hamilton there to kick off the 2017 season, and he'll be absolutely devastated with that one. Looking at a replay, you can see that Lewis Hamilton was actually doing quite nicely for himself, and then all of a sudden his engine just pops. And like I said before, a very unfortunate one for Lewis Hamilton, who just can't catch a break at the moment with Mercedes, and a very, very unfortunate start to his 2017 Formula 1 season. Because of that virtual safety car, Raikkonen and Ricciardo have actually come in for their stops, and I'm nowhere near them because of that safety car, because they've obviously had a lot of they've basically cut out a lot of their time loss in their pit lane because of that virtual safety car. So a very, very fortunate set of circumstances for those two, who I believe won't be stopping anymore this race, whereas I will be. So I've got my work cut out to try and get even a podium this race, so I think it's time to really get my head down and push as hard as I can. At the moment, the car is an absolute handful to drive, and I don't know what it is, but recently it happened towards the end of Season 1, and now it's so far, obviously it's the same car that we had at the end of Season 1, but the Ferrari's just not feeling nice to drive. I don't know what it is, and I just don't have any sort of pace whatsoever. I've got everyone pulling away from me in front, and I've got a massive gap behind, so I've got nothing going on at the moment. And the car, just like I said, just not driving nice whatsoever. There's Verstappen, so he's going to be our rival for the rest of the race as we go on to super softs, and he's on mediums now, but sorry, no, he's on softs, so it's going to be a challenge to catch him. But the back end on this car just not working one bit. I'm always tempted to like counter steer, and it's just not working at all. So a very disappointing race so far. Okay, so here's Ricciardo. Turns out he's actually pit for a set of super softs, so he's gone for an extra stop just like I am going to be doing at the end of this lap. But we're going to try and see if we can get past him here and make it interesting. Verstappen's going to make a move. He's going to be 3 wide into the braking zone to turn 3. Oh, this is awkward. This is awkward. Oh, wow. Okay, Verstappen's gone for a spin. I had nowhere to go there. Oh, man. I had Verstappen up my inside, who also managed to outbrake me, and Ricciardo on my outside, who outbroke me, and then I just managed to match basically the pair of them on the brakes, and it was just an incident of where someone was going to get the short straw, and unfortunately Verstappen was the man to get the short straw. As now we're trying to battle with Ricciardo now, who's on these first super softs, and I'm trying to push him back as much as I can, because this is going to help Raikkonen, who's my teammate up front, who's going to the end of the race. So let's just try and keep Ricciardo behind us here and help Raikkonen now, as he's going to try and go to the outside. He's surely not going to pull this off, and he's actually done it. He's absolutely done me. Oh, close. He's absolutely done me. Fair play to Ricciardo. Fantastic move there. He's done me dirty. Now, there's a replay of the incident. Now, you guys can let me know in the comments whose fault you thought this was. I think looking at it back, I think I've probably got the most blame. But I think you can also say it's a racing incident. It was very, very close. And I think all 3 of us were just trying to go through a place where you can't go 3 wide. And overall, I'll leave it to you guys in the comments down below. But overall, an interesting incident, and one that will definitely change the course of this very race. Okay, here we go into the pit lane. Got to try and push this pit entry as much as I can. We've got basically a whole pit stop to make up on Verstappen, which is going to be a challenge and a half, but I think we can do it. Just got that slowed down. That was really pushing the limits there. There goes Verstappen. So, and also Rosberg there. He's just lingering behind, but he's also going to be competition this race. So we've got our work cut out, and I think Perez is actually going to get past as well. So we've got a massive final stint ahead of us here on these super softs, so we need to try and push as much as we can on these tyres. But I've got to say overall, the tyre is much worse than what I expected, and I can tell you that one stop would have been absolutely impossible to make. But we've got Grosjean alongside us now. I'm going to have to park it on the apex to not let him get past me, and let's see if we can try and pick up the traction here on the exit and push as hard as we can. Hulkenberg's out of the race, Verline's out of the race, so there's been a huge crash there somewhere, the Renault and the Manor. So, and we've got a safety car. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect for us. This could not come at any better time. The timing is absolutely spot on. And we've got a safety car, which is absolutely massive in this race because we're on fresh super softs and it's going to bunch the entire pack together. So this is going to make the final stint incredibly tense. As you can see, looking at the final incident of this race, and it's Nico Hulkenberg, who for some reason just turns into the wall and loses his front left wheel basically, and Verline goes straight to the back of him. Both of them go out of the Australian Grand Prix. Okay, the safety car is coming in now, so we're just getting ready for the restart. It's going to be a very, very tasty final stint. We've got a couple of lap cars up ahead, and it looks like we are going to get racing right about now. I'm going to try and set myself up for a good exit as we go green here. Once again at Albert Park, I'm in rich mix. I've saved enough fuel, and we can now push. We've got a yellow flag for some reason, and it's Raikkonen who's slowing down. Raikkonen must have some sort of puncture or something, but I could have got past Perez there, but I had to slow down. Let's see if we can try and push a bit more. We've got yellow flags behind us, and it looks like we've got slow cars moving, and we're going to get past Perez. We're going to get boxed in behind Rosberg though, who's getting boxed in by Ericsson. Going 3 wide now on the restart. Up the inside of Rosberg into turn 3. Can we try and go for the move? We're going to try and outbrake the German, and there we go. We get the move done up into P3. Very unfortunate for Kimi Raikkonen there. I don't know what happened. I'm guessing it was a puncture because there was no smoke coming out of his car. Let's see if we can try and catch these Red Bulls because they are bloody quick. Here we go, right on the back of Verstappen here. I'm in rich mix, so I should be able to match him in a straight line now. I've knocked down the front wing by a bit, so we should be a little bit faster in a straight line, so the move should be a little bit easier to complete. And here we go, getting nice and close to Verstappen here, going into the final corner. Going to try and stick with him, pick up some nice traction, and DRS for some reason has not been enabled. I think it's been more than 2 laps, so I don't know why the DRS has not been enabled. And there we go, it's now enabled, so we're going to have to sit back and wait for a moment. Can we try and get him maybe out of here into 3? That would be a much nicer overtaking opportunity here, and looks like we do have to run on Verstappen. Can we get close enough? I'm trying to slip through as much as I can. Got up the inside on the brakes, nice and late into turn 3, and there we go, a nice move. The AI do brake a little bit early into that corner, so it allows me to go up the inside quite easily, and we're up into P2 somehow. So the safety car really doing us a favour this race, and really sort of covering over the cracks and just hiding the fact that I really don't have to pace so far this season. Here we go, final lap of the race. Verstappen's got DRS wide open. He's going to try and go back up the inside of turn 3 and return the favour that I did to him last lap. I'm going to try and hang around the outside once again, and we do hold it around the outside of him there and hold on to P2 for the time being. But the Red Bulls very quick in a straight line. I wonder if they've really maxed out the engine upgrades, but the Red Bulls are a very fast car in a straight line now, and we've got a lot of work to do in the remainder of this lap to stay ahead of Verstappen because he's looking very racy, especially like I said in the straight line. And here he comes once again. He's got so much speed in a straight line, but I'm just going to try and brake nice and late, make sure he doesn't dive up the inside of us here. Now we've got this massive back straight to try and defend, picking up some pretty decent traction there. But here comes Verstappen. He's going to go for the move. I know he is, and I'm actually going to leave him the inside, and he actually hits me up the rear. Oh, can I slow it down? I went to the right hand side to leave him the inside open, and he didn't take it, so instead he went straight on my arse. So we're just going to try and hold on for a little bit longer now, and he's going to go for this. I'm going to squeeze him as much as I can. Can we hold on here for the final lap of the Grand Prix? Oh, just around the outside of him there. Good move so far. I think we've got it. If we just take it easy through these last couple of corners, I think we're going to take it. Ricciardo is going to win his home Grand Prix in dominant fashion, and we're going to come home, I think, for P2. Just try and pick up the traction through here, which is going to be crucial, which we have done. And I think we've got P2 in the bag, and it's a P2 for the first race, and some massive damage limitation. So there we go then, this is the podium for the Australian Grand Prix, just to show you guys exactly what I was on about the mods. As you can see looking at the podium, we've got the new Rolex balls, and also as you can see the new Red Bull livery, which I was mentioning previously. But overall, a very interesting race. If you guys want to see any sort of changes to the series, then do let me know in the comments down below, because this is only the first episode, so any sort of changes will be greatly appreciated. But overall, a very, very tasty first race here in Albert Park, Australia, and you know, 18 points is for second place. It's probably the best I could have hoped for, considering considering the fact I actually got blessed with a safety car, which really did help me out, because otherwise I don't think we would have even been on the podium this race. So overall, a disappointing race there, with the likes of Esteban Ocon there getting a brilliant P5, and also Lance Stroll on his debut getting P9. So a couple of good results there, and also Kevin Magnussen in his Haas debut getting P8 there, just behind his teammate. But overall, P2, a solid result. It's a shame that Kimi had to basically not retire, but he finished way down the order due to the puncture that he got on the restart, which pretty much relegated into last place. And as you can see, which I was on about earlier on in practice, we're actually going to purchase a second drag upgrade, because we've got the resource points available to us. So for the next race, we've got 4 big upgrades coming in, which basically is going to round off the second tier of upgrades, and hopefully should make our car a little bit more competitive for Bahrain. But if you guys did enjoy this video, then a like would be greatly appreciated, and also if anyone here, if you could subscribe to my channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And also, if you did miss season 1, then I do urge you to watch the playlist down below, where we started in the Haas car and then moved to Ferrari mid-season, and we're now in this current position where we are. So I do urge you to go watch season 1 in the playlist down below if you did miss it. And also check out the videos on the screen right now, which are including the 2 most recent ones, and especially the Mick Schumacher career mode, which I really want you guys to go check out, because it's a series that I put a lot of effort into and a lot of time into. But nevertheless, hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I've been Thomas 7HD, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. So take care, thanks for watching, and goodbye.